What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Ragin Nation Show. This is just a web series where we're talking about all things that matter to me in the world of upcoming films. In this episode, we are going to talk about a couple of news tidbits for a John Wick sequel, a live-action Robotech film, a live-action Astro Boy film, as well as the next G.I. Joe sequel. Did I say G.I. Joel? I meant G.I. Joe. Anyways, let's start off talking about the John Wick sequel. John Wick 2 is actually happening. It is in the early stages of development. Chad Stahelski and David Leitch, the directors, are on board to direct another installment in what could be a new franchise. I'm ready to see another episode, or rather another installment in the John Wick franchise. I'm ready to see Keanu Reeves kick ass, and the movie was quite a success. Even though it was a low-budget film, it actually did quite well, and a lot of people really appreciated the fact that we were getting an old-fashioned revenge thriller. And it was great to see Keanu Reeves kick ass again since The Matrix, as well as Man of Tai Chi. So I'm really looking forward to this. It was a film that I really have to say that, even though it was simple, I really had a good time with it. So bring on John Wick 2. Alright, moving on, let's talk about the live-action Robotech film, which has been in all stages of development for a very long time. Warner Brothers have been talking about this for a very long time, but it's just been gone on and off all stages of development. In fact, it was like in all sorts of limbo. But now it looks like Warner Brothers is talking about it again. It's moving forward, apparently, because Warner Brother-based production company Hollywood Gang Productions is actually picking up the production, and it is moving forward. They already have a director, and that is Andy Muschietti. All right? Now, that name doesn't sound familiar to me, mainly because the last time they announced a director, it wasn't Andy Muschietti. It was actually somebody else who I can't even remember. They keep on changing directors, but it turns out this is as solid as it gets in terms of live-action Robotech news, but it seems appropriate. After all, Transformers is done for now, and all these movies based off of, 80s comic book 80s cartoons, as well as comic book movies, as well as 80s TV shows, are really on this heightened level of popularity. So bring it on, alright? I think now's a great time to bring in Robotech after all the popularity in all these properties from the 80s, alright? So this is something the fans want, and hopefully they can do it justice. Although I'm not putting that many high expectations, I just want to see, Veritex or Valkyries. I want to see this Robotech style, Macross live action craziness, or rather live action take place on screen. Okay, I just want to see all my favorite characters: Rick Hunter, Roy Fokker, Claudia. All those guys. Ben Dixon. I want to see them on screen. All right. So there you have it. Apparently, Robotech, the live-action film, is moving forward. Another cartoon that is moving forward is actually Astro Boy. Now, we did get a CG-based Astro Boy film. A CG animated Astro Boy film did come out, and I never actually watched it, but I heard a lot of good things about it. Alright? It didn't do very well at the box office. I'm not sure why. I felt that it should have. After all, there is this huge popularity in all the CG films, but maybe some people just weren't familiar with it, except for the fans. Alright? But looks like a live-action Astro Boy film is happening. It's going to be developed by Animal Logic Entertainment. Now, if that name sounds familiar, they are the company that's responsible for a lot of the visual effects in Avengers Age of Ultron, to name a film, but also a lot of other films that have a lot of visual effects in them. Apparently, they've been wanting to get their own feature film off the ground, like their own production off the ground, and they're going to start off with Astro Boy, the live-action film. Now, when it's going to happen, I don't know when, but at least there is this announcement that it's actually happening. Okay? So hopefully it goes well, but like I said, with all these, 80s cartoons, all these comic books, and all these 80s TV shows being popular and being made into films now is the time. Just because it's you know, it's what's being watched these days, alright? This is what audiences want to see, although it is not very original, but at least they are making their comeback, alright? Finally, the last thing we got to talk about is G.I. Joe 3. And yes, G.I. Joe 3 is actually happening. It currently doesn't have a subtitle yet. I believe the last one was called Rise of Cobra. Oh no, it was called Retaliation, okay? The first one was called Rise of Cobra. G.I. Joe 2 was called G.I. Joe Retaliation. And now G.I. Joe 3, I'm not sure what it's going to be called, but at least I do know that it does have a director, and that would be DJ Caruso. If that name sounds familiar, he directed the Michael Bay produced I Am Number 4, which I thought was actually quite underrated. I wanted to see a sequel. He also directed Shia LaBeouf in Eagle Eye, as well as Shia LaBeouf in Disturbia, which I thought were both great films. I want to see DJ Caruso's vision on G.I. Joe 3. Now, what's very interesting is that, you know, with regards to the characters and the story, that's something that us fans are the most interested in. Who's going to be in the G.I. Joe films? Which one of our beloved characters are going to be in it? Well, the first sign of character news is that it looks like they're going to be bringing the twins. You know, the Cobra twins. You know, the guys that finish each other's sentences, Tomax and Xamot. It looks like they're going to be bringing, or they're going to appear in G.I. Joe 3. Now, this is just tentative. This is just an early announcement. This could change, but I'm excited about that. Another character that they're going to be bringing in, or thinking about bringing in, is Trakker. Okay? Now, Trakker is a character in G.I. Joe, but he was most popular, or most known for his role in M.A.S.K. Remember M.A.S.K? It was a cartoon that I really enjoyed watching. M.A.S.K stands for Mobile Armored Strike Command, with a K, spelled with a K. And once they put on the mask, they can interface with their vehicles, which essentially transforms them into like a really cool weaponized version of the vehicle. Okay, like a souped up version. So it's kind of like a G.I. Joe meets Transformers. All right, but anyways, Trakker was actually a character in M.A.S.K first, but he also made an appearance in G.I. Joe, the cartoons. Now I don't know if he's actually the same character, but it at least is the same name. Now they want the Trakker character in, but does this mean that it is the introduction to what could possibly be a new spin-off universe into a M.A.S.K live-action film? After all, this is how the studios are doing it these days. Make a giant film with all the characters, and then make the spin-off film now that the audience is familiar with that character. Alright? Who knows? Maybe there isn't going to be a M.A.S.K film, but at least they are taking a character from the M.A.S.K property and bringing them into G.I. Joe. Alright? Anyways, G.I. Joe 3 is in development. The first signs of characters that are going to be in it are the Cobra twins and Trakker, tentatively, and it is also directed by DJ Caruso, and it will be coming out in 2016. Alright? So, it is 2015 now. The development stage is quite early, but they should start getting a ball on it if they want to get into summer 2016 release. Alright? Anyways, that's all I gotta say in this video. John Wick 2 is coming. A live-action Robotech film is coming. A live-action Astro Boy film is coming. And we are getting G.I. Joe 3 next year, directed by DJ Caruso. And that's all I gotta say in this video. As always, if you want to talk about any of the things that I talked about, let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Badass, okay? And that's where I feel that the character of Eggsy keeps on getting upstaged, okay? He has some really great